Good afternoon. This is Dr. Ford. I will be teaching 490 this fall. I sound a little nasally right now. I have strep throat and a cold sore that was given to me by my 5-month-old son who just started daycare this week and has become a petri dish of love. So unfortunately, as you know, we're not meeting today. However, I wanted to take this opportunity to do what we would have done had we met in class. Generally, the first week of class for me is an introduction to the goals of the course, the syllabus, a little get to know you. So I want to try to do that through YouTube and through the comments. And so next week we can just really hit the ground running. So this is the professional seminar in the exploration of careers in higher education. It's Higher Ed 490. It is required for all master's students that go through our program, although I'm sure you're looking forward to taking it. We're meeting on Mondays from 11:15 to 2:15 in Rackley on the 3rd floor. This is my first time teaching the course. I've been told that it's a really fun course and that they're great students. It's going to be a learning curve. I'm figuring it out as we go. But from what I can tell, we've got great guest speakers lined up. The assignments look great. And I think it'll be a great opportunity for you both to network with your peers, to hone your professional interests, and to really set you off on the right foot through our master's program. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the goals for the course. There are only 8 students in the course. You are the master's cohort for 2016. Some of you are full-time, some of you are part-time, but I think you should think about this group as your cohort. And this course is an opportunity for you to start to build relationships with each other, which I hope will last a lifetime. Certainly professionally, it's great to have a network of people who can help you out when you're looking to switch careers or when you're looking to hire someone. And this is a great built-in way to start building that network. Another goal of the course is to launch your e-portfolio. In the last course you'll take 2 years from now, the capstone, you will be completing and presenting your e-portfolio. E-portfolio is a fancy kind of old-fashioned way of saying website. I just think of it as a website with multiple tabs, but everywhere throughout our literature and later when you take the capstone, people will use the term e-portfolio. So we're using e-portfolios. And the e-portfolio will be a place for you to introduce yourself to future employers, to other people in your network. And so this course will allow you to do a rough draft of some of those pages that you'll then add to and polish later. Another goal of the course is to advise you as you navigate the program to help you make decisions about what courses to take, which electives to take, how to structure your time and best use the opportunities here at Penn State. Another goal for the course is to help you define your career goals and your career path. This, I think, is a really fun part of the course. Almost every week we'll have a guest speaker come in who is currently working in student affairs in Penn State. So we'll have people who are working at World Campus in academic advising. We've got someone coming in who works with fraternities and sororities and organizing student life. We've got someone who works in student discipline and judiciary. So really all of the possibilities in student affairs will be introduced to you. And we'll get to ask people questions and hear about both the joys and the challenges of their careers. And then the final goal of the course is to strengthen some of the key skills that you'll need to be successful in the master's program. And these are critical writing, and reading skills, really drilling down and thinking about what APA style is and learning about that. These are skills that people often don't come into master's level work with, but they're skills that'll help you thrive as you move through the program in the next 2 years. All right, I'm going to take the next few minutes to review the syllabus. We won't go into too much detail because you are all literate and you can read it. But I think it helps to just go through some of the high points of what's in here. So you all have, I've emailed you this PDF of the syllabus. As you will see, there's only one required text, and it is the APA Style Guide Manual. You can get it at the Penn State bookstore. You can get it for 5 cents on Amazon.com if you get a used copy, plus shipping, so it'll probably be $4 or $5. So no need to get a brand new copy of it. Feel free to get that wherever you can. Let me see. So the large assignments of the course, there are 4 of them. The first will be this e-portfolio that I've already spoken about. And actually, I'm going to talk about it a little bit more later in the video when I talk about your assignment for next week. So feel free to read in depth about the e-portfolio, but I'll just tell you what you need to know for now in a moment. The second major assignment of the course is a reflective learning personal journal. And so the idea here is that as you move through this course and through all of your courses in the Master's in Higher Ed program, we'd like you to be reflective on what your assumptions are, what things are surprising, what ideas are new, what ways your mind is being changed, what opinions you have that might be shifting. And we'd like you to take notes and to write it down in some form of a personal journal. And it is truly a personal journal. However you're writing this down, only you will see. However, 2 or 3 times during the semester, you'll take those personal journal entries and write a summary, and that you will submit and will be read and graded. But what is going to make that summary rich and interesting is if you have more personal entries that not all of them need to be polished, not all of them need to be fully complete, but just jot down ideas as you go. And your journal submissions will be richer for it. So that's what we're thinking of the reflective learning journal, and we'll talk about that more in the second class. There's an informational interview report that in class we'll talk about interviewing skills. These are important skills for student affairs professionals. Will help you get in touch with someone to interview, and you'll interview the person. You don't need to transcribe the interview, but you'll write up a report from that interview, and that's one of the larger assignments in the class. And then the 4th large assignment is a collaborative presentation. So you'll work with others who are interested in a similar career in higher education, and it'll be an opportunity to look at job postings for that career, do some synthesizing and summarizing about what kinds of skills and attributes people who are hiring in that career are looking for. And then you'll present that back to the class. So it's a group presentation, and it's totally useful to your future job search. Something I do like about this class is that every assignment and every piece of it, none of it is superfluous. It's all useful to you. And that, I think, is important at the master's level. You shouldn't be doing work. This is not undergrad anymore. You're not just doing work because your professor wants you to write a paper on X. All of this should help you in your career goals and moving you to how you imagine yourself as a student affairs professional. Great, so now I'm going to talk about the assignments that you need to do for this week that we're missing, and next week when we meet in person for the first time. So for this week, I'm hoping that you'll go down to the comments and introduce yourself to your peers. So talk about your name, of course, what brings you to Penn State, any experience that you've had in student affairs, and then something interesting or surprising about yourself. So that's your first assignment that you can do sometime in the near future. But before our second week of class, so our second week will be August 29th, all the assignments in this class are due the Sunday before the Monday, just so I prefer to have the assignments in so I can take a look at them before we meet. So we'll meet on August 29th, and the assignments will be due on August 28th. So you have two things that you're working on. The first is to get started on that personal reflection journal. So you're not going to hand anything in on it. I'm not asking for a summary. This is just to figure out if it's going to be a notebook, if it's going to be on your computer, where it's going to be, and then to start doing a little bit of reflection on your first week in the higher ed program. Was it what you expected? How was it not what you expected? Anything that comes up in this first week, do a little reflection and write that down. And your second assignment for next week is to start your e-portfolio, this website that you're going to do online. And there are 3 elements. This is in the syllabus here. During week 2 of the course, you will post your resume, your goals statement, and your picture. So there's just 3 parts that you're putting up just to get your e-portfolio started. But we do want you to have to go through the motions of clicking on the WordPress site, putting your name up there, and getting it started. And you'll also make your e-portfolio available to me and to students, and there's a place on Canvas for you to post that link. So when we meet together in class for the second week, we will spend some time looking at each other's e-portfolio and giving each other feedback on how to make things look more professional, and ways to improve our e-portfolios. If you have any questions about these 2 assignments or anything else, please send me an email. This is an appropriate time to do reply all. I know it's not socially appropriate to reply all really ever at any other time in our lives, but because I'm going to be traveling, it's going to be a lot for me to try to reply to the same question over and over. So I want to make sure if you have a question, I'm sure others are thinking the same thing. And we would imagine that had we met on Monday, August 22nd, and you asked a question, everyone in the class would hear it anyway. So we're just going to simulate that on email. So feel free to reply all just between now and when we meet the second week of class. And then finally, because we're not meeting on August 22nd, I wanted to extend to you 2 times that we can meet later in the week. On August 24th and August 25th from 1 to 3, I'll be in my office and have open office hours for you. So please feel free to come, drop by, introduce yourself, and ask any questions at that point. Neither of those times is required. You do not need to come. But I would love, if you did, I would love to get to know you before we meet our second week of class. And again, I'm so sorry that I'm missing, I guess I didn't say this at the beginning, I'm going to Seattle to the American Sociological Association conference. I submitted 2 papers, I got them both in, and they're both on Monday. So had they been on Sunday or had they not gotten in, we would not be in this situation, but they were both scheduled for right around our class time. So I am deeply saddened that I will have to wait another week to meet you, but I'm hoping that I'll get to meet you on Wednesday and Thursday instead. And I hope we can get this semester off on the right foot. So all the best. Be in touch on email and be in touch during office hours. And at very worst case scenario, I will see you on August 29th. Thank you.